We're in education technology. Our goal is to reach 100,000 learners by 2025. At the time, we were literally working with a handful of schools and maybe 100 or 200 students. We're now working with over 300 schools and close to 10,000 students here in what date is it? August 6th, 2020. So for us to be able to bring in prospects and create leads and nurture them through to a point of sales as at that type of volume, we absolutely needed a tool to help us. I couldn't think of anything worse than using a spreadsheet trying to manage that many leads and that many schools. So we really needed a platform that would allow us to do that and do it efficiently at a cost-effective investment. We introduced a CRM pretty early. I come from a marketing background, so it was one of the first decisions we made as a business. Initially, it started by using MailChimp, and then we were quickly wanted a more full stack solution, which we just spoke about. So our business does not operate without one. It's an important cog in our marketing communication strategy. It's as simple as that. It's like not having a balance sheet for your accounting and your finance portfolio. It just doesn't work. It's always going to be the case. What appealed to us for SharpSpring was the opportunity to actually set up customer pipelines, the user personas, the reporting off the back of that. So for me and the decision around our company using it, it was based off being able to do all those things in the one portal for our team. So at the moment it's just me, but I'm already starting to introduce other members of our team into the CRM, so we could actually use it as not just a sales tool, but a performance management and an organization efficiency point of view as we grow. So that was important. We could bring across our existing database quite seamlessly as well, which was important. So being able to own your IP and you own your data in that sense. That was important, and having a fixed monthly cost. Through MailChimp, I think we were, for example, in that particular model, we were buying tokens, and it would vary on how many tokens you would spend through different types of sales campaigns. So a set monthly figure for us also was conducive to the decision, and being able to roll out campaigns knowing a fixed cost. I thought, and through all my research, and I'm well aware of all your competitors, Salesforce, HubSpot, Marketo, all the CRMs out there. There's a lot of them. I thought SharpSpring provided a great monthly investment model, and for a startup business, that meant we weren't locked into a long-term contract, and that was important. Now, we've been with SharpSpring 2 years now, so a long-term contract, we've got there in the end, but we didn't have to do that at the second year of the business, third year of the business. So there's three key reasons on why we landed it with SharpSpring. In the early stages, we were about getting our own product to market, not learning a whole new system and a series of automations. So working side by side in the agency was an important step in that first 12 months. Now, as you know, we do a fair bit of the automation and the e-newsletters and setting up pipelines and client personas and lead tools and things like that in-house. But I guess, peace of mind knowing if we need something done, we've got some expertise there that's just a Skype a call away or an email away that can immediately jump in, have a look, provide some support, quickly provide a solution, then we can move on and do what we do on our daily basis. So that's why we went with the agency model. Us being an agency and having our own platform and then on selling SharpSpring, it's not our core business. So the decision was made. We focused on the tool, and then went through a number of different agencies and obviously had conversations with people around the support that we'd get, what that would look like, and like any business, you've got to have you have your preferred suppliers, your strategic partners, and people that help you do what you need to do to meet your strategic priorities. So an agency is an important step in that process. So I spoke to, I recall, over 5 or 6 different agencies and landed with one in the end, clearly. Oh, most definitely. Like, look at our conversation 15 minutes ago. It's a simple thing, but it's optimizing a footer on a e-newsletter. Things can easily slip through the radar, particularly as a co-founder of a company when you're working up here all the way through to the low level things as well that you need to do to get your startup off the ground. So it's a simple example, but it's an important one because you need to get that right to ensure that you're communicating your brand in a way that it reflects your people and your product. As we work more closely together, like any relationship, be it business or personal, there's a greater level of trust and sense of understanding of where strengths and where strengths lie. And there's we've done more and more little projects together, which only strengthens that relationship. So, like I said before, sometimes you might not hear it from us for a while. Then it's 3 times in the same week. So. To your point, like we see you as part of our team from a preferred supplier point of view. For example, coming back to the email footer, but I know our emails kind of compared to the banner image, the emails, it doesn't really reflect our brand. It looks a bit, for me, we've done a whole rebrand in the last 6 or 8 months, and that email signature doesn't sit anywhere in our branding guidelines. So that would be like, from a cosmetic point of view, I go, well, let's get an email footer that actually matches the rest of our website and the rest of our brand and our style guide. For me, that's a visual enhancement we can make. And then I'll look at the other side as go, well, what type of automation can we improve on from our nurture sequence? So ensuring, it could be the timing of it. It could be, if somebody doesn't open here, they get something here. I mean, at the moment, our nurture sequence is quite linear, so it's take action on the website, immediate follow up, add to list. 2 days later you get this, 3 days later you get that, 3 days later you get that, and then you put into the master database, and that's the e-news. Is it, action on the website, immediate follow up, to email open, and then you receive this, email not open, you receive that. So they're things that can be done that I'm aware of. But again, I'd like for you guys to go, yep, I agree with you, John, but have you considered this? Back to Yusuf's point around that solution focused. So you guys live and breathe professional lives inside SharpSpring. So you have a much deeper knowledge for me, I come in there and do what I need to do, and then I've got the 10 other things that I'm doing that day as well. So for Australians, we're so far, there's not many people in our time zone. So for us to communicate effectively, people are hitting our website overnight. We need to deliver information immediately. FunnelBud helps us do that. It's being able to deliver the right information to the right people at the right time in an automated sequence. So that's why we want a CRM, is to provide our prospects with value and push them towards purchasing our core product. And we do it by these things, responsive emails, thought out nurture sequences, segmented lists. There's 3. You can come up with 10 more. So for me, it's about you guys coming in and doing just what an audit is, and full suite going. For example, you picked up the email that was not optimized. I didn't pick that up. Okay, so that's that would be a big tick for me if we identified a handful of little things like that, but the little things all add up to providing a really seamless experience for the end user, and then for us internally from a reporting point of view, from a conversion point of view. So from a broad outcome, like I'd love to commit, if we're going to continue time to it, which we are, is find 10% improvement. It's identifying the 1, 2, 3 or 4, 5 things that we're going to do. Then I can actually set some objectives. At the moment, until we really identify what we're doing, as a broad objective, I'd like to find some deficiencies in how we're doing things, and identifying deficiencies, we put something in place, and then as a result, find 10% improvement in our current automation and our current use of the platform. There's some ideas that's kind of going through my head. There might be some automated reporting that we could set up, which I know we can, you can build widgets and things like that. We could look to do something like that that's relevant to where we're at the moment. So we can communicate with, I can communicate with my business partner on where leads are at, forecasted revenues and things like that, which I know you can all do, but we don't utilize that, not yet.